Good afternoon. I'm good. So just getting organized here. Go ahead.
Any changes you're planning here for tonight, and going to go with Reeves?
Yeah, Chris in net, and Lind will be out. Donskoy will be back in.
How do you feel having Macklemore as your opening act this evening?
Well, I don't know if it plays out that way, but I mean those are two pretty good, pretty cool guys in and around this town. The success they've had, and awesome to have them as as owners and part of the ownership group. I think it's awesome for our community and as well as for our organization and the guys in our room.
Dave, when you look at the standard of play that you guys have had over the last 6 weeks or so, even, like, what do you think has made the biggest strides forward as you guys have kind of pushed forward to the stretch that you've got here?
There's been very little difference. I talked about it, the stretch. There was a game in San Jose that we had a great first period. I believe that was even after the 3-2 loss to Boston or 4-3 loss in overtime here. I can't remember which it was. We lost in OT to Boston. Played a hell of a game. Walked away without the result there. Had a great start in San Jose, and then really didn't show up in the second and third of that game. I mean, to be blunt, and really since then. And even before that time, we had a stretch of real solid, sound hockey without results. Now, since that time period, which is a couple months ago in early February, I believe it was, we've gotten a little bit better results. Not, still not what we're looking for, but we're probably somewhere bobbing around the 500 level. It's been good, consistent effort. I talked about the formula for winning. It's either one or both of our specialty teams making the difference. It's sound and timely goaltending. The one extra save, and it's been pretty consistent play, efficient play. With the puck, we've continued to defend pretty well. The numbers probably have slipped a little bit there in the last couple months. But we've been better with the puck in terms of the management of the puck. I'm not talking about creating offense. I'm just talking about doing good things with the puck once we've worked hard to get it back.
Dave, you mentioned Matty as an example for the game he built to be trusted with ice time late regulation and in overtime the other night. As a coach, what are you usually looking for that defines responsible play for someone to get trusted with ice time that late in the game?
It's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. You get a feel for, for who's on and who's feeling really confident with the puck and good things are happening. And that's going to determine, as you get to the latter stages of games, depending on, depending on the situation, who gets on the ice. But, again, that's trust that's built over time. And it's also built game in and game out, just in terms of, who's going, who's got a good feel, and, who's really confident that night.
Dave, I know you guys think about the team, your team, more than the opponent, but impressions, it's a young team, some good skill there. Any impressions in your pre-scout?
Nothing that wouldn't be obvious. Their top two groups of forwards are outstanding. In terms of how hard they play, and they attack on entry. They get to the net and they're hard at the net. The pace of play of their entire group is good. They play an in-your-face style without the puck. And they've been on a pretty good run with really good solid goaltending of late. So not really giving you, Bob, anything there that you wouldn't see right from watching this group play, but they are what they are. And they're they, like I said, the young guys that they have in this group and the way they the chemistry that they have and how they play together is really it's an impressive group.
Playing better. Can that have an effect of carrying over into next season if you finish strong? Is that something that is real, or does the summer kind of dissipate that anyways?
Well, it doesn't naturally carry over. There's going to be changes in personnel. The look is going to be different next year. But the things that don't change is the work ethic, the care, that we've had right since day one. We've got a little bit better results here, but let's keep it real here. We're not still where we want to be results wise, right? And it gets a lot harder when these games really matter in the second half of the year. It gets a hell of a lot harder than it is right now to find results. Yet, I really like the positives of how hard our team has continued to work, and that's been since day one of training camp. We've continually tightened up areas in terms of our team play. The areas of our game, the systems area, the comfortability and the cohesion of that has continued to get better as we've worked together. And we want to see that continue over the next 2 weeks. Does that carry over into next year? The foundation, which is what we've talked about, an awful lot, in this room throughout the year. Yeah, that foundation matters, absolutely. The care factor matters. The absolute will to compete, shift in and shift out. All of that matters as you build a foundation to the future.
Dave, I think you mentioned when he came back up from Charlotte, you were looking forward to seeing Kale get the opportunity that he had. What have you seen from him in the number of games he's played from you over the last few weeks?
His the first game, again, he came out of the gates and was really good. And as you would expect, in this league for a young defenseman, there's the latter games, a little bit up and down. We're not hiding him from anybody, right? We're in terms of his matchups, we're not shielding him a whole lot. So he's playing in some situations that are meant to be really challenging, and in most cases, in all cases, he's responded very well. And there's a ton of spots there that are great learning spots for him. I've been really happy with what he's done. We really like his presence, his poise, his confidence. He's not shaken or rattled by anything when he gets into some of those tough situations and they don't go well. He's able to to come back and bounce back the next shift. So we've got a good plan for him here. He's not going to play every game, but he's going to continue to get games. He's going to get some really good, valuable work done on the days that he's not playing and on practice days. And this is going to continue to be a real valuable stretch for him. As he gets more comfortable at this level. And it's also really valuable for us to really get to know him as a person and understand him as a player.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.